Welcome to Sage Audio. Today let's talk about how to mix with free plugins. But first, if you have a mix that you need mastered, send it to us to receive a free mastered sample of it with the link in the description. Balancing low end. For this mix, the first thing I want to do is balance my low frequencies since I have a lot of them. To do this, I'm going to use an EQ on my drum loop, 808 and synth, and attenuate aspects where they aggressively overlap. On the drum loop, I'm going to attenuate 47 Hz, where the 808 is going to be. I'll also attenuate this frequency on the 808 since it's a bit too strong, and gradually reduce the harmonics of this frequency to reduce the psychoacoustic amplification of the fundamental. For the synth, I'll use a gradual 6 dB per octave high pass, attenuate the fundamental, and some of the harmonics as well. So let's take a listen to how this reduces masking and overbearing frequencies in the low frequencies.
You stole all my dreams, but I like it. Tell me if I am the one that you like it. You stole all my dreams, but I like it.
Controlling low-end dynamics. The next thing I want to focus on are the dynamics of my lows. So I'll compress the 808 and synth using the drum loop as the external sidechain. This way, whenever the kick of the drum loop hits, the 808 and synth are reduced, making more room. Now this is similar to what we did in the last chapter, but instead of equalizing to create more room, we reduce the overall amplitude with compression to make room. So let's take a listen to it. If you're enjoying the video, hit the like button. It helps us bring you more videos. Equalizing the vocal with M equalizer. With the low end more balanced, let's start focusing on the vocal, first by gradually attenuating lows with a 6 dB per octave low pass, and then dipping some mids. I'm also going to subtly increase 3.5 kHz to add clarity and presence to the vocal, making it stick out. Let's take a listen to how this makes the vocal clearer and more prominent.
You stole all my dreams, but I like it. Tell me if I am the one that you like it. You stole all my dreams, but I like it.
Bringing the vocal to the front. With a compressor, I'm going to expand and compress the vocal to get as much detail out of it as possible. Using M compressor, I'm going to set a 1 millisecond attack, 1 millisecond release, and then select custom shape, with which I'll increase the level of the quietest details before softening compression. Lastly, I'll increase the output to make up for the attenuation. The fast attack and release are causing more signal to be captured by the compressor, which is then made up for via the output, while the low-level expansion is bringing quieter details forward. So let's take a listen to it.
You stole all my dreams, but I like it. Tell me if I am the one that you like it. You stole all my dreams, but I like it.
Only a small percentage of people that watch our videos are subscribed, so if you're enjoying the video, consider subscribing. It's free, and you can always change your mind. Saturation on low-end instruments. Saturation is a great way to fill out a sound and also create space amongst multiple instruments by emphasizing different harmonics. For the drum loop, I'll decrease the second ordered harmonic, but increase the fourth, while for the 808, I'll do the opposite, further separating the two instruments. For the synth, I went a different direction and emulated FET saturation with the free plugin Prefet. Let's take a listen and notice how the lows become more complex, but they don't conflict with one another.
You stole all my dreams, but I like it. Tell me if I am the one that you like it. You stole all my dreams, but I like it.
Saturation on vocal. When saturating a vocal, we can use harmonics to achieve specific characteristics. For this vocal, I decided to emphasize the second ordered harmonic to make it have a warm and full sound. I then blended the effect in with the wet dry and lowered the output to compensate for the amplification. So let's take a listen and notice how the vocal sounds fuller.
You stole all my dreams, but I like it. Tell me if I am the one that you like it. You stole all my dreams, but I like it.
Saturation on supporting instruments. Next, I took a look at the supporting instruments. First, I equalized them by reducing their lows and emphasizing high frequencies to add clarity. Then I saturated, meaning I drove frequencies that I amplified with the EQ into the saturator, giving the instruments a unique timbre. For the saturator, I simply did what sounded best, but made sure to vary their harmonics so that they didn't overlap and lose their identity. Let's take a listen.
You stole
If you're enjoying the channel, use the search box to watch more of our videos. Sound delay on supporting instruments. To affect my stereo image, I use the Voxengo plugin sound delay and changed the routing to dual mono. Then on both my supporting instruments, I delayed one channel by 5 to 10 milliseconds to cause phase cancellation and subsequent stereo widening, placing the instruments far left and right. I found that this made the instruments more interesting, but more importantly gave them some space by moving them out of the busy center image. Let's take a listen.
You stole all my dreams, but I like it, but I like it. Tell me if I am the one that you like it. You stole all my dreams, but I like it, but I like it.
Slapback and reverb on vocal. For the time being, I'm done with the instrumental, so let's take a look at the vocal. Using 2 instances of Valhalla Supermassive, I'll first double the vocal with a quick 64th note delay, and then reverberate it with a 16th note reverb. The plugin can be a little difficult to use, so I started with the preset wave delay on the vocal, then altered the mode, mix amount, delay length, and more. Similarly, I started with Reverb 2000 and changed the settings to better fit the song. So let's take a listen to how the delay thickens the vocal and how the reverb stylizes it.
You stole all my dreams, but I like it, but I like it. Tell me if I am the one that you like it. You stole all my dreams, but I like it, but I like it.
Drum, instrumental, and vocal bus processing. Next, I'm going to create buses where I can process similar groups of instruments. I'll start with the drum bus, then instrumental, and then create a vocal bus. On the buses, I use the Slate Digital Fresh Air plugin, which brighten the sound of each. I find that using this plugin on these signals separately instead of on the master output benefits the sound and gives me more control. Then I blended the levels of the buses with the channel faders. So let's take a listen to it.
You stole all my dreams, but I like it, but I like it. Tell me if I am the one that you like it. You stole all my dreams, but I like it, but I like it.
Demo mastering with free plugins. Last up, I'm going to create a quick demo master in case I need to show somebody the track. I'll first insert Rare SE by Analog Obsession on my stereo output. With it, I'll switch to mid-side mode and delink the channels before attenuating the side's low frequencies. This is going to make the kick and bass more mono and centered. Then I'll boost some of the highs to cause high-frequency stereo expansion. Lastly, with this plugin, I'll subtly boost the kick on the mids and some of the presence. For a limiter, I'm going to use Limiter 1 by Sys DSP Factory and reduce the threshold to enable limiting and auto makeup gain. Let's take a listen to this track and enable these 2 settings and notice how it creates a decent demo master.
You stole all my dreams, but I like it, but I like it. Tell me if I am the one that you like it. You stole all my dreams, but I like it, but I like it.
If you have a mix that you need mastered, send it to us to receive a free mastered sample of it with the link in the description. Thank you so much for watching.